Who's ready to podcast? T, are you ready? Here we go.
Hello and welcome to Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits, episode 51. My name is Meg and I will be your host, and today we are joined by my fluffy co-host T, who is a service dog in training right now. I have just given her a brand new bone as a thanks for putting up with me all week treat, and she's been really good this morning, so I felt she deserved it. And yeah, moving on. I'm excited to announce that everything is official, that I will be at an indie dyer extravaganza at the Yarn Club in Virginia Beach on February 24th. It is the first trunk show that I'm doing and I am so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I can't wait. So the shop will be closed for the month of February up until the trunk show. Then anything that does not sell or anything at the trunk show is going to go back into the shop. I am starting an entirely new collection. This is called Handmade. I was gonna call it Honeydews because right now it's mostly food themed, but I also kind of want to do some of the buildings and shops and things, so I think I am going to be doing Hogsmeade as the theme instead. I have yarn soaking. I'm going to dye up just a few test skeins. Speaking of test, thank you to everyone who has reached out and offered to knit samples for me. I am absolutely overwhelmed with how kind and wonderful this community is to each other. I'm so grateful for all of you. I cannot even express it. I'm just so grateful. So that is everything. I am also going to be putting up a test call for anyone who's willing to do gauge swatches, or not gauge swatches, just swatches of the sock yarn or DK yarn. Also anyone who would be willing to knit single socks. I have a lot of like 30-40 gram balls left over of the sock yarn, and I just need a single sock to do for a trunk show. So yes, if that's right up your alley, you're a single sock queen, please feel free to get in touch with me through the Ravelry thread I'm going to be putting up. It's going to be like sock testers below. It would help if you told me your name and where you're from, because at the moment I am trying to keep everything in the States to do shipping as cheap as possible. However, I found some excellent knitters from different places like Canada and Portugal and all sorts of places. It's wonderful, and I really do want to do some international testers at some point because they are phenomenal knitters and I would highly enjoy their skills. So as soon as I get out of my little ditch that I have to dig myself into to prep for the trunk show, money should even out again and shipping won't be as tight. Yeah. I just sent out a lot of yarn recently for collaborations, and I haven't, I haven't made it back yet. But I will, and I paid rent back to back, and that didn't go over so well. It's paid. It's paid for this month, but now I just need to get paid from school and everything. So it will even out. I'll be fine. But that's why I'm keeping everything stateside this time. It is no mark on the absolute generosity, skills, and kindness of those knitters. And please don't think that I'm never going to do it. I really do want to, because you are wonderful knitters, and that's why I want to give you a chance to show off your skills, and to gratefully accept your help for showing off the yarn. So anyway, moving right along, thank you to all the testers. Speaking of collaborations, the third and final kit is going to be going up for our Simply Serving, and who's Lindsay, and myself. It is the Pumpkin King. It is the December colorway of this 3-month bit. I am pretty sure that a few different people have been able to get to the kits, which I'm excited about. I've done 2 so far, Corpse Ride and Coraline. They are also available in the shop, and they're going to be going away soon for the Christmas season to make room for all of the Hogsmeade things. So if you are interested in it, I would scoop that up pretty soon. I am low on the matte base, but I will be ordering more as soon as possible. It's just not available yet. And in the meantime, I am going to be picking up more Twisty Matte and the new Plush Twist, which is an 80-20 blend of superwash merino instead of the polymamid and Highland wool. So it's much softer, much squishier, which is why I'm calling it plush. It's one of my favorites for socks now. Pretty obsessed because it gives me a tighter weave on the same needle instead of having to move down. So very excited about that. Yeah, so got yarn downstairs, gonna do some, I've dyed up everything that was ordered, and I think all but one. I just want to go over one of the colors again. When they dry, sometimes they dry up lighter than they look when they're wet, and I'm like, yeah, no, you're gonna need another splash. So I'm going to pop one of those back in, but they should be done by Monday and shipped out, so you really won't notice the lag, I promise. But yes, everybody else who is ordered in the last like week and a half or so, you'll be getting your packages quite soon. I'm going to be shipping them out, so yay. Oh, I forgot to get married this morning, darn it. Okay, there is something that I have been remiss to share with you, and I don't know how I missed it last week. I think it was because it was tucked inside one of the project bags and I didn't see it. I had gotten this a little while ago from my friend Ash, who is the Vessel Yarn Co. And I saw these on her Instagram, which reminded me that I didn't get to share them on mine yet. So I literally wrote "announce me" on the front of this. It was like, if you forget it again, Meg, I'm going to kick you. Yelling at myself. All right, these are the sweetest. So when I was working on my anniversary socks, because I decided Pat didn't want anniversary socks, and I thoroughly enjoy my anniversary socks. And there it is, bride and groom. Oh my gosh, how sweet are they? Please ignore my terrible nails. Just look at the adorable enamels. So I think from now on, all of my anniversary socks are going to have these on there from now to the rest of my life, because sock knitting. And I think that Pat's socks should get the groom, because they're so sweet. I have a lot to share with you on that front. So thank you, Ash. These are absolutely adorable, and they will be used for years to come, I promise. I love them so much. I'm gonna put them in my little dish here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I am so sorry that I have not mentioned those. Please check her out, Vessel Yarn Co. She's phenomenal. She's donated prizes here before. I'm eternally grateful. She's just a wonderful girl. And yes, sending love, thank you. So that will move me right into FOs, of which I have 2. I was almost done these last week, so it's not a huge surprise that my Coraline socks are now complete. Okay, they're almost complete. They're finished. So I would like to add, I sent everybody a black button in their package, and I have a few here, so I'm gonna add 3 little black buttons, or 2 little black buttons on the side of each sock. Ooh, maybe like that, like going down, like Victorian cuffs type of thing. I just think that it would be so cool to have little black buttons. And I'm trying to think of where they would like not hit the most. I think on the outsides, like above the ankle. That's not usually a very, like back here is more worn, but up here, not too bad. So 2 black buttons on either side. I'm going to put them on my socks. So this is my Coraline colorway. Take note of this yellow. It's going to come up later. This is Afterthought heels. By the way, I started wearing a few of the socks that had Afterthought heels because when I found the Afterthought heel pattern, I fell in love, thank you Kay, and I just dove in head first and started making all of my socks with Afterthought heels. I wasn't wearing any of these socks, one, because it was hot, but two, because I was saving them for my box of socks. Well, I'm making all of these socks and I'm like, oh my gosh, what if I don't like how an Afterthought heel fits me or feels? Well, it's an Afterthought heel, I could always rip it out and do another one, but I got a little nervous. I am happy to report Afterthought heels fit fine. I am quite pleased with them. I am enjoying them. I have not had any troubles with them. I haven't noticed any weird anything. So, all good so far. Coraline socks. This is the J colorway on the Knit Picks Glimmer. I'm a Knit Picks kid. I love the affordability of all of their like baby sock balls that I can just add into my socks because I knit a lot of socks and affordability is a big thing for me. So, these are wonderful. T is readjusting. She's gonna show me around. Whoop. My little nugget. I got a little nugget. She's so cute. But yes, these socks are fantastic. 2x2 rib, 20 rows. The socks are as tall as they are long, if not a little longer. Afterthought heel, rounded toe up. US 1.5. 26 stitches on the front and back. And that's my socks. That's my socks. I love my socks. I love my socks a lot. I do. Socks that rock. Anyway, so yes, the Coraline color came out really, really nice. Love those pops of neon. And I made these with the scraps from my dotted rays. So, full pair of socks, and I still have some left over. So you gotta just love that 465. I don't know what the puppy wants. I've tried to make all this room on the ottoman for her, and trust me, there's a lot of room. And she's just nuggeting out right in the middle, not knowing what she wants. That's tea. Today's emergency coffee provided by Contigo. It's the peppermint mocha packet from Starbucks. It's so good. It's so good. I love making little lattes for myself at home. So yes, I have that in my Contigo so that it stays hot. I have my cup on my coffee, Mr. Coffee warmer. So yes, all the good stuff. So that was my first FO. My second FO, I've stolen the pom-pom from my other hat because I like the brown best. Jump up. Good girl. Down. Good girl. Mwah. Great, got the puppy back. Like, hey, what does it matter if my face is glowing and anything? Yeah, no. The puppy needs to be in view, right? It's the good stuff. There she is. My second FO, I've stolen the pom-pom, is, I believe the color is called Whispering Woods, and it's covered in dog fur because T claimed it a couple of days ago. I've made another hat. It's just like another, it's like a DK weight if you made a sock head hat type of thing. And I stole the brown pom-pom because I like brown on this better than blue. And it, okay. That looks a little silly, but it's got a lot of give, which is not showing because of this stupid ponytail. If I could hold that ponytail down, it kind of fits like that, which is pretty cool. And she's off again. So, it's just a really, really nice. Oh, this light is getting so bad. The sun is coming around the building, and that's why everything just keeps brightening up. I'm gonna try to fix it. Give me one sec. All right, and continuing. Let's hope that this lighting's a little bit better. So I've been wearing this all week. I knit it on a US 6 and the ribbing on a 4. I did a folded brim, and this folded brim actually looks much less drunk than the last folded brim I did. So yay, yay folded brim. I think I'm going to do folded brims forever because I love them until I find another thing that makes me love it more than a folded brim. But this is pretty sweet. 98 stitches on a US 4 with the ribbing, and then I went up to maybe 104 for the head, and then I started the decreases a little late, so I started with every 5 and went down from there, like that. So yes, basic toque hat shape. I really love it. I love that this was kind of self-striping a little bit, and I said I hoped that it wouldn't do that the whole hat. It didn't. It sort of stripes, but like so subtly that, or sorry, in person it's so subtle. I'm not sure if it looks weirder on camera. I can kind of see, but in person it just doesn't look that way. I'm noticing I'm noticing a lot more on the camera than in person. And what was it? Katie from Inside Number 23, when she was videoing her sweater and she knit the whole sleeve in like a different color, and there was like a very distinct line on camera, and she said in person you could barely see it. I felt that way about the socks from last week, the pencil socks. I held them up here and I'm like, oh my god, it's atrocious. I would never have done that, but in person it just didn't look like that. Well, good enough. All right, and that's going to move us right into whips. Shall we start with a brand new one? Let me tell you a story. So day before, Pat's like, my feet were really cold yesterday when I was at the Metro. I think I'm gonna wear some of my socks tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So he does. He wears the blue socks with the stripes from Patton's Croy. I think it's called like Blue Rag or something. And I had knit him these as a first pair of the year belated Christmas socks this year, coming here in January. And I gave them to him on the train. I couldn't even wait to get home. And he was like, oh, thanks. Like that was it. I'm like, worked 4 days straight on these. And he was like, no, they're really good, thanks. I'm like, okay, thanks. So, flash forward, I start knitting him a pair of socks for our anniversary, right? And that's these socks here. And I'm like, I'm gonna make him anniversary socks, he's gonna be so happy, da-da-da. And we were getting closer and closer, and he was like, yeah, like I think I'd really rather maybe the sweater. And I'm like, oh, okay. Which, by the way, I have not put a stitch on that since I joined it in the round so bad. I just need to pull it out. The problem is that it's up in the loft, and I knit typically down in the living room with Pat and T. So I need to bring the entire thing down and just put it by the couch. And then once it's in view, I will work on it more. So that needs to happen. Also, I don't think and I have to do at least maybe an inch, but I'm not sure that the Lucca needles are the right needles for this project. Could have been that my hands were sweaty that day. That happens. Because the wool is warm, and you get warm, and it might have been warm up here because once I turn that dryer on, all bets are off. It's hot up here. So could have been a bad day, maybe. Bad day. Anyway, Lucca needles might not be the ones for that project, but shall be decided later. Won't take them out yet. Moving on. So I completely lost my choo-choo. Oh, he basically didn't say much about socks, and I was like, well, he hasn't worn a single pair of socks since Christmas. He hasn't worn any of the new socks that I gave him. He doesn't really want socks. I don't know why I even bother. Yeah, so basically I was like, never mind, he doesn't really want socks. There's no rush. I'll make these for like his birthday next year. I'm already done his Christmas socks. Not a problem, right? Not a problem. Work on my dad's socks, da da da. So on, must have been Wednesday, Thursday, no. Wednesday, must have been Wednesday. He wore his socks and he was like, they kept my feet all warm, but they weren't too warm. But I noticed they're like, you know, he could feel the friction, and that means that the socks are too big. So I think I've been knitting his socks on a US 2 28, 26 stitches. It's too much for him. So I'm gonna go down to a 1.5 and try to keep the 28 stitches or 27 stitches on each needle, and we shall see how that goes. So I was like, awesome, I've got this pair on. I just passed the heel last night. I'm like, perfect. So I show him these socks, and look how good I've done, guys. Like, look at that. I've got my adorable progress keeper from Simply Serving. I love it. I love it so much. So I show him these blue socks and he's like, well, you know what? I have a lot of blue. Could really use some green. Really? Really? So I'm past the heel on these socks and I'm starting to knit the leg, and he doesn't want this color. He wears green and he has all his blue and he wants green. Okay, so I go through the stash and I pull out like 7 skeins of yarn that I had mentally set aside for him. I think 2 of them were the Perfect blend from Regia. I had some Patton's Croy in there that have the brown and blue stripes. What else? I had the Soul to Soul that had this like gorgeous, like it has stripes like blue jays, beautiful. And then I had Gabby's that she sent over, and this is the That's No Moon, and it's very bright in here right now. I'm very sorry. Let's try to pull it back. Pull it back. It's less bright back here. So That's No Moon, and it's just, I mean, it's stunner. So this was on the Marie Cutie base, which was a 75% superwash Corriedale, which is new to me, and 25% nylon. So I started these last night. The gray and green are just gorgeous. I love it. It reminds me of Snape socks, but That's No Moon. I'll take it. I just started these. I think I'm on 22 or 24 stitches right now. These are too small, but the toe, for the toe, they're perfect. They also, you know, have quite a bit of stretch. So what I've been doing is I think I'm gonna go up to 26, and then I'm gonna stop, and I'm gonna leave the toe at 26. And then I'm gonna keep going throughout the sock, and I'm gonna see, because he wants his like super tight. And these are on a 1.5, but it's sock yarn, not like sock sport yarn, where it's a little bit thicker. So I'm gonna try, like I usually use 25 stitches, 26 stitches for my socks. He can't have that because my socks are way too tiny for him. But maybe they're not. Maybe he would like that tightness. Hey, less stitches, right? Just have to be really long. So anyway, these are great. So far, I'm very pleased with the colorway, and they're just little nubs. Just a little mustache. Wait, it's my dad's mustache if I do it this way. And I'm my dad. Oh my God, his mustache is gray now too. I keep thinking it's black. Used to be. So I made Dad's socks big on purpose because he had such trouble getting on the last pair, and I wanted to make these kind of like house socks, you know? So, yes, I have started a pair of socks for Pat. These are hopefully going to be the best fitting pair yet. They will have a black or gray afterthought heel and cuff. And this Corriedale wool is just gorgeous, so I'm hoping I can get a little bit of it afterwards. It's a massive ball. Like, this is one skein, but like, look how big that is. It's all what she said. So, it's pretty, it's gorgeous, I love it. I am surprisingly happy with Corriedale wool. I thought that I would be like really dry all the time with the wool, but so far so good. And I put my little zombie coffee on there because the green just looks super good with it. I don't care that it's not Halloween anymore. I'm still going with it. So, new Pat socks, old Pat socks. These are now on a US 1 because I nicked the needles. But, you know, maybe I should finish these on a US 1. I feel like I want to have him try these on to make sure that they are tight enough now that he's expressed his concern. And I think I did actually just go up a stitch because it's around the heel and that's a lot of stretching point, and then I'll normally go back in. So I might go back in an extra stitch or two because he said he wanted it to be like 2 stitches tighter all the way around. So I will do my best to help him out with that. So in the meantime, I've just bagged it and put them aside. I will finish them because they're gorgeous. I'm enjoying them, and he will wear them and enjoy them because the original pair, the koi pond socks that I made him, were like 30 stitch. Definitely too big. If he's asking me for like a 27 stitch sock, 30 is way too much. I say 27. I don't mean all the way around. I just mean what on the front or back of my needle. You get that, right? If you're not a sock knitter, maybe you didn't. So like socks go like that, and I do them 2 at a time, magic loop, so 27 and 27. That's how I do. So typically 26 is like as high as I'll go anymore for my own because I like them to be tighter too. So yes. Moving on, lots of stuff to share with you. So this is going to be a wish list cast on. Oh, this one. Okay, so I refound this bag. I had like jumped on it when there was an update with Slip Stitch Studios, and they were doing the companions, and I requested Clara because I feel like she's my spirit animal. I felt like I looked the most like her. Because I wasn't a redhead like Amy, or a blonde like River, or African American like Martha, and I just didn't have any companions that looked like me. And then they picked Jenna Coulson, and I was like, brown hair, brown eyes, done. That's me. I could be her. So Clara and 11 is Pat and I in our heads. So I got this one that had Clara on it. Souffle girl. So yes, I love souffle. What? Souffle girl. I also, which I was really happy about, got Amy here. I love that. And then on the bottom, I've got Donna and River. So I mean, thrilled all around. Thrilled all around. Souffle girl was the one that I wanted the most. So I got her, and I need to open this a little bit more. I am in love with this. So everybody gets this. You just loop it on your arm and you can carry stuff around. But I just didn't understand how much I enjoyed it. Typically, I take the 2 straps and I hold, like, say it goes like that, and I hold it like this. But I didn't know how much I liked just the 1 strap. And it just like holds it open, and I am a huge fan of this. I'm a huge fan of this. And I love getting some use out of a project bag that I did spend money on and I hadn't actually unwrapped ever since I got it. I showed it off here and then I just put it away for safekeeping and never got it back out yet. So, yeah. All right, so I am a huge Nomadic Yarns fan. That's Ashley, if you don't know. She is phenomenal, as I like to say, and this is her Mischief Managed colorway, which is based off of the Marauders and Marauders map. So, yeah, that's pretty good. There you go. I had a lot of trouble picking heels, toes, and cuffs with this, and I ended up going with a skein of red that I had dyed. I think I'm going to remake this red in the Hogsmeade collection, so you'll be able to get it for Christmas if you should wish. So yes, Hogsmeade collection is going to get that, and I think they're going to be pepper imps because it's red. But anyway, it might be a fizzing Whizbee. I'm not sure what a Whizbee is. I'll have to look that up. So here is the striping sequence so far. I've gotten to this fun speckled part. And on this one, all I can see is a Pokeball on the toe. Right? It's like that whitish gray and then black red. Yep, Pokeball. That's all I got. I'm knitting from the inside and outside of one ball, so the stripes aren't going to match, but what I have done is made sure that the black and white sections are in the same area so that they kind of like, your brain makes them look like they go together. Okay, I've done a Mischief Managed Progress Keeper and my Grimm teacup from Maleva Homespun House via Sucre Sucre Miniatures via Maleva Homespun House, which came with one of my favorite skeins that came out of the last 3-month Harry Potter Club. So these were fantastic. And I'm thrilled with them. I have not gotten very far. This was like 2 days. I think I worked on them on Halloween, so I got like that much done on Halloween. And yeah. No, not a ton, but that's okay. I'm enjoying them, and that's the point. And the red that I'm using is this one. It's my hand-dyed yarn Bad Wolf Girl Studios, and once again, I believe it's going to come into the shops as pepper imps. I was going to do ruby slippers, but I like the idea of feeding the Hogwarts collection right now, so. I also had it originally in my Marauders bag because you all know that just makes me happy. So right now, I don't know, I'm having like a mild fling with 2 bags at once. We're just gonna let it go. Okay, I've done a thing, and it's a big thing because you know how frustrated, or maybe you don't. I was very frustrated with the last time I tried color work. Very frustrated. The pattern that I had found, so this was the underside. The belly of the glove, if you will. And this was the front that I wanted to do. So Drunk Girl Designs has a mitten out that's called How Cold Is It? And it answers cold AF. And I definitely couldn't wear those at work, but I found a little loophole where it could be a little bit saucy, but most people wouldn't know what it was, therefore I wouldn't be insulting most people. So, I just kind of wanted it to be like a cheeky little thing that like someone who spoke the language might giggle at. And odds are I won't be offending a huge number of people that know this. So, cold AF is what it says in there. And the last time I showed these to you, I was having a huge hate fight with them, and I decided that the yarn was wrong, and this was wrong, and that was wrong. It's in my bag by Stitching Plaza, which came with Bad Wolf Girl Studios' Doctor's Ugly Christmas Sweater, which is coming back into the shop. I promise. I just need to dye up one skein, get a photo, and then I can pop it back in. Anyway, I have a glove. It's wobbly. So, Ellie, Robert, what am I doing wrong that it's so wobbly and bumpy? It's lumpy bumpy, super lumpy. Can you see how lumpy that is? Lumpy bumpy. And I've also realized I've done something wrong. I looked at the gloves that Robert made me, and I did the border on the front and the back. You're only supposed to do it on the sides of each glove, so 3 and 3, and I have 6 and 6. So my gloves are a little bit big. I'm thinking I'm going to do a row where I decrease it out and I get down to 3, and the rest of the glove might fit a little better, and then on the next one it will fit better. I don't know whether this is going to be my right glove or my left glove right now. I think it's going to be my left glove because that's where the thumb is. I also don't understand if I'm able to cut in or if I should cast off and put stitches on hold, or I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but the back I'm very proud of. That actually looks like snowflakes and stuff, so I'm really proud of that. Can I see if I can just get it to stabilize a little bit more? There it is. Ta-da! So really, for my first true attempt at color work, it is not terrible. I cast on toe up because that's what I'm comfortable with, and I'm just reading the chart top down, right to left. But the border, I did make the mistake on. It's the right stitches, I just have double of what I should have. That's kind of dumb, so oops. But yeah, they're really looking like something. This snowflake looks kind of messed up, but I'm doing my best, and the front is a little lumpy. Again, I'm doing my best right now. And I did this all in like one sitting. Yeah, one sitting. We watched all of Stranger Things last week, I want to say, and I just sat and did this during the first watching of Stranger Things. Yeah. And I love them. I really do. I'm thinking I would definitely knit a second mitten, but I need to change. I need to get those 6 stitches down to 3 for the rest of the glove, and just kind of call the first 2 inches a wash. You know, whatever happened, it happened, and we're just letting it go now. And that's it. So yes, I don't think I showed these to you the last time I podcasted. I don't think I did. So anyway, these are my gloves, and they're finally doing a thing. I'm very, very proud of these. I've just started where the words are gonna go. Here are my floats. They're floating. They're pretty terrible in some areas, I think. Yeah, also, I've noted that though this yarn is cool, it's got all these like little dark speckles in there. Some of the dark blue is the same color as the color that I picked to go with it. So some of them look a little muddy because a speckle showed up where, like, I think the snowflake looks a little muddy because there's more speckles in here than there should be, and they look like extra stitches because they're so dark. Oops. But anyway, I've made a part of a colorwork glove that looks like a thing. That's really exciting. Yeah. Robert's is still a million times better, but I made a thing and it looks like a glove, so yeah. I don't know if I should do it bottom up the next one. I don't know, I'll try it. So yes, progress on those. Fantastic. I mean, it's eons better than where I was the first time. And that's how far down I got with the green. Yeah, so it's like a million times better than the first time I tried color work. Yeah, the last project that I started and have been working on is a hat for my mom for Christmas. I am using a Knit Picks Felice worsted in the rustic colorway, which just looks like a sunset to me. So I put this little guy on there from Simply Serving. There he is. How cute. So this is the rustic hat, folded brim, because my mom really liked the folded brim that I showed her on my pollen hat. So yes, this little guy's hanging out, and I actually lost my size 6 needles on Halloween, or on Saturday actually. We went out for dinner. I had them in my bag when I left the house, or so I thought, and now I don't. I don't know where they went. So I ordered another pair and they got here the other day, but I went up to 7s and the stitches look fine, so I'm gonna go with it. I did the brim on 4s and now the hat in 7s, and I'm gonna knit it like I've knit my hats, and it's very soft because it's Felice. Felice has this gorgeous softness about it. So yes, I just haven't done it. I could have been done this hat, totally could have been done this hat, but instead I cast on socks, I did the color work, I cast on new socks, I just did a lot of stuff. So perhaps today I will devote some time to my mom's rustic hat. And then I also want to cast on some Christmas socks for her and some Christmas socks for my grandmom, but I've decided that I think I'm going to do the worsted weight socks, so like house socks for them this year. They'll knit up really fast on US 2s. They'll be like really nice and warm and squidgy, and I just think that that's the amount of time I have since it's November. Guys, it's November. I was actually originally gonna make that for my sister-in-law, but Pat and I decided that I gave them hand knits last year and I was not obligated to do it this year, so I'm gonna take him up on that little breather and do things next year. I mean, they all got hand knit socks. Last year was a big drain on me. Like, that was a lot of knitting. One more thing that I will be casting on, I have the needles in here already, is another pair of socks for Pat, and this is the Flickern Designs. You can find her on Etsy, and I showed these off when I got them, but I wanted to show it off again. I call this like the green slithering colorway, but Pat wants green socks, I'm gonna give you green socks. You just don't even know. So I think I'm gonna pull out gray to go with this for the heels and cuffs as well. Maybe even the same gray. So yes, I'm gonna start on these, and I have the yarn and the needles in his project bag that I call, it's mine, but like I call it his. So that's now 3 pairs of socks on the needles for Pat, and we went through my stash with my choices for him, and he went through and he said he would wear all of them, but then he pulled the green ones. He said these should go first though, because I don't have anything like this, because the other pair I made him was the fall socks from Patton's Croy, so it's like green and orange, and he's like, that doesn't go with what I was wearing. I need green and black, green and gray. I'm like, okay, I can do that. So I mean, when your husband tells you knit these first, you don't question it. You just go, okay, I love you. Because I like knitting socks, and I love giving him things, and I love seeing him wear something, and I wanted to get a picture of it and post it and be like, guys, he's wearing the socks. But I forgot to do it at the moment because he was wearing slippers and you couldn't really see the socks. But yeah, oh my gosh, it made me so happy. It made me absolutely so happy to see him wearing those socks. So my heart was glad, and I am happy to be knitting him socks again. So I've got that Snow Moon. I've got the I think it actually might be a Slytherin based colorway. I've got the Asphalt Flickan designs on, that's gonna go on the needles soon. And yeah, and then I have to finish up his I'm gonna call them maybe Thanksgiving socks, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna get them done by Thanksgiving. They got pumpkin pie on them though. Kind of cute. And he already has Christmas socks, so that will be Christmas Eve, and they're the Joker colorway, which I'm wearing. Am I gonna wear my Joker socks? No, I'm gonna wear my Christmas socks. And yeah, that's it. That's that. It's been a trip and a half, and yeah, I'm just really glad to be knitting him socks again. Really glad. Okay, so that's all of the whips. Like, that wasn't enough. That's a lot of whips, but that's all of them for now. I also need to pull out my Star Wars bag to put this in, because I need my Star Wars bag to put this in. But I guess for the moment it can go in my Marauders bag, since there's only one thing in that. So this is what sits downstairs in our little like bookshelf, so that I can pull my project bags out and I don't leave them all over the couch, which kind of drives the husband crazy. Oops. Yes, so that will bring me right into Mr. Postman. Not a ton going on, thank God. I got more sparkly yarn in, so ready to dye. You like sparkles? I got you covered. But I also ordered, I think it's a Chill in the Air by Nomadic Yarns, which now is covered in puppy fur, because Ashley, I don't know what it is, but T loves your yarn. Every time I get it, she like paws it and then just sticks her whole face inside. I don't know what it is. She loves your yarn. So a Chill in the Air, which was just these like gorgeous fall colors. Yeah, I'm absolutely in love with them. So thank you. They're gorgeous. I think I'm gonna pair it with a purple. I feel like that would be a very nice royal color. So I think purple is gonna be its match. Hi, Tiwi. Hi, Boo-Boo. Hey. Womp. Directly behind me. She does this. And that's my silly puppy. So these are all of my works in progress. I don't think I'm gonna get Chill in the Air cast on for a couple of weeks. I think maybe Mischief Managed has to go first, then Chill in the Air, then Ginny Weasley, and you know, I always have a pair of Nomadic on the needles now. I also have Serious socks still over here languishing, so if I can get needles out of them, I can cast on something else I want to cast on, which is the Vintage Christmas from the yarn jar. So, yes, I'm missing my yarn jar. I don't have any yarn jar on the needles right now, and that makes me sad. So I just got the 2 pairs off the needles, so now I want more on the needles. Oh, okay. Yep, and that was everything for Mr. Postman, so that moves me right into Bad Wolf Girl Studios. things that have been happening is the trunk show and getting that all set up, and it's really exciting. There will be a few new colorways coming to the shop. I don't have any pictures yet because they're all still up here, but I think I can tell you and nobody's going to scoop me, right? That's fine. So I've got a Hogsmeade collection going, as you know. Thinking of adding a red pepper imp, a silver Patronus, lime acid pops, a multicolored Bertie Bott's, a neon yellow lemon drops, and a white and silver Gringotts. So lots of fun ones coming up to the shop, and I am actually going to go downstairs now and dye them up. Yay. So excited. Once again, thank you to all my testers. It'll take me about a week to dye up all of the yarn that needs to go out to you, including the skeins that I am shipping to you for doing it. So I was a little torn. I'm not sure if you're supposed to send all of the yarn, like all of the sample and the payment at once, and just trust that the person gets it done and doesn't swipe all your yarn. I don't think people would do that, but I'm a very trusting person typically, and you know, so I think I'm just gonna try to save on shipping by shipping all of the skeins together, and trust you as a stalwart knitter who will, you know, do what you said you would and help me out, and we're all good, right? So good, honest relationships. That's what I'm hoping for. Really, truly. After that, yeah, Chocolate Frog, Pumpkin Pasty are in the shop now. Having a good time with those. I already got 2 orders for pumpkin pasties and 1 chocolate frog, so excellence going on right there. Very happy with it. There's another one that I've got in my head, but I don't know what it's going to be called yet, so I'll let you know. Might be the Hogshead or 3 Broomsticks. Yeah, got another one in my head, so we'll see how that turns out. And that brings us right into Babble. This podcast has been quite long already. I can tell because T's been passed out, so clearly it's taken long enough for me to talk her into a stupor and you know, make it pretty easy. Brian and Jamie are coming. So Brian is my brother-in-law, Pat's little brother. By little, I mean like 24? He's 8 years younger than Pat. 32 minus 8 is his age. There you go. All my math geeks out there. Are there any? Yeah, you take that. That's how old he is. Anyway, so he's not a baby, but he's his younger brother, and this is the first time that he is coming to visit us. He missed the last apartment completely, so this is his first time, and I'm very happy to have him. I'm going to be making stuffed chicken wrapped in bacon again, because that was excellent from the last the cookbook that I tried out last week. So it's going to be run fast, eat slow, which means I need to pack the yarn, print the labels, pack the yarn, take the yarn to the post, go from the post office to the food store, buy the chicken and the bacon and possibly new spinach, because I have to check if my spinach is bad, and then bring all of that home and be ready to cook. Also probably want to pick up a pack of eggs, because I have my egg baked, but I'm not sure if they're just going to want egg whites. So I'll pick up a pack of eggs, and we'll have some extra bacon from the dinner, so we can make bacon and eggs on Sunday if we don't go to brunch. So lots of options. Or we could cook on Saturday before we go out. We're going to do the what? I'm done. Obviously, my voice is done. I'm going to do the White House tour. So I've never done that before, and I'm kind of excited. Some walking shoes for one. So I'm probably going to have like, I'm going to check the weather, but I'll probably have like a top black yoga pants, sneakers, and maybe a sweater. Maybe that nice blue and gray sweater I got from Walmart. So, yeah. Today I am wearing my Hogwarts Running Club shirt because it's massively comfortable and the V-neck is very flattering on me. So, just going with what works. I fell asleep in wet hair yesterday, so this is sleeping on wet hair. It's pretty horrendous. I might have to just wash it again so I have some nice hair for tomorrow. I don't know. But yeah, so they're coming over. I'm gonna dye the new colors up, which I'm really excited about. I'm planning for the trunk show. I've already thought about possibly buying a yarn tree and how I would display the boxes of yarn on the tables. I've got like a pretty large table to work with, and I'm thinking I'm gonna do layers. My hope is to have 250 to 300 skeins at the trunk show, which is why I am closed for the month of February. Only having time to dye during the week twice does limit how much I can do right away. And I know Galaxy is a big seller, and Dumbledore was a big seller, and Hedwig was a big seller, and Tea was a big seller. So I want to make sure that I have good quantities of my best sellers, as well as the neons, the pops, the kits to make things that look like the samples and all of that, because I just think it's going to be gorgeous. And I'm very excited about all of my testers. So thank you again for reaching out. And just because I didn't get you this time doesn't mean I won't get you next time. But yeah, so sock thread, swatch thread will be in Ravelry. Your name and where you live so that I can calculate shipping quickly in my head. Once again, even if you're Canada or another outside the States, just put it. Some people have listed where they've tested it before. So some did for the Woods magazine, which was really exciting. And some have test knitted for other designers that I know, and I trust that if they trusted them to do it, that I could trust them to do it. So, yeah. I also got a test knitter for the half oracle. So, huzzah. Thank God for that. I'm not saying that's the last half oracle I'm gonna need though. This one is going to be either white or silver with the pumpkin and galaxy. I have to look at them together because I dyed up one for the Grimm. Technically it's gonna be called My Dear, You Have the Grimm. But it's too dark. It's too dark. It's too close to Galaxy for that shawl. It's not going to stand out at all. So that's that. And moving on. So yeah, I'm gonna dye up some new ones, some Galaxies today, and go with it for there. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So I've got to get started. I have a ton to do, and this podcast is definitely not getting up today with the company coming, but hopefully I'll have some time on Monday night to edit, or possibly Sunday night, and I can get it up maybe Monday or so. And yeah, so just reminding myself to take it one cup at a time, no matter how large that cup may be. And I will see you next week. Bye. What do you want? You want a blanket over? You want a pillow over here? I don't know what she wants. I try to give her a pillow. I don't know if she wants a pillow. I don't know if she wants